Yo, what is going on everybody? Shri Kanase here. So the top 5 Shopify apps for 2020. Let's face it, having the correct apps could literally be the reason why you succeed with Shopify or fail with Shopify. This is one thing which a lot of people really don't believe in. But the reality is you need to have the right apps in order to really build a strong foundation, because with Shopify Dropshipping, the foundation is your website. So if you don't have the right apps, meaning the right foundation, of course, the building that you build on top of that foundation, meaning the actual overall funnel that you build with your Shopify store, will not be as strong. So it is really important to get the apps correct. And just downloading any random app that you see on the App Store or the app that Shopify suggests is not the way to go, simply because these apps may not be properly optimized for your store. In addition, you may not even really need these apps. So these 5 apps are some of the apps which I absolutely recommend that you must have in order to get the best results with Shopify in 2020 and onward. Now, just one big tip. When you're downloading the apps, you need to make sure that whatever app you just downloaded doesn't significantly lower the Shopify speed, because if it lowers the Shopify speed, meaning it lowers the entire speed of your website, that is one app you want to say goodbye to, because that will in the long run be a bad decision for your store. So these 5 apps do not really significantly affect the speed, so they are definitely the ones you may want to add in addition to the other ones. But without wasting any more time, let's just jump right into the top 5 apps. So one thing you will have to do before downloading any of these apps to really get the best results long term is smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Just kidding, but hopefully you do still smash that like button really quickly. Just 2 seconds. Okay, the real first app that I want to reveal to you guys is an app related to retargeting, and this is the SMS Marketing and Automation by SMS Bump. I made a whole video on this app a couple of months ago, and I'll leave the link for the video that I made in the description. But this app was literally responsible for over 10 times return on my ad spend. A lot of people say that you need to be retargeting with Facebook ads, you need to be retargeting with Google ads, but what about SMS remarketing? A lot of the people that are checking out on your Shopify store leave their phone numbers with you while checking out. So SMS marketing is actually one of the best ways to really get the best results. And simply said, SMS retargeting is a must in 2020 and onwards if you want to get those lost sales, because number 1, you should always have Facebook ads retargeting and maybe even Google ad retargeting. Number 2, you should have email remarketing as well. But number 3, if you add in SMS retargeting, you're capturing the customer from all sides. You're not leaving any leaks in the bucket, meaning you're not leaving any venues that are open, and you're adding a lot of authority to your store, because if you send them a SMS via their mobile device, you send them an email, you send them some ads via Facebook ads retargeting, they will really be impressed with your company and will definitely want to shop with you. So SMS marketing is one app you're going to want to have on your store, and I'll have the link for all of these apps in the description as well. I am affiliate partners with some of these apps, not all of them, but these still nonetheless are the apps that I 100% recommend, even if it wasn't a partner. But that brings me to app number 2, and this is InterCard. This is an app made by one of the biggest players in the e-com industry, Steve Tan and Evan Tan. And in fact, I've just recently begun using InterCard, but I highly recommend this even over Zipify's one-click upsell. Now, the main reason why I'm recommending InterCard in the first place is because number 1, it lets you actually test different checkouts and different pages, meaning a 3-step checkout, meaning there are 3 pages in the checkout, to a 1-page checkout, meaning they can enter their contact info, shipping info, and billing all in 1 page. The InterCard gives you the ability to test all of these things out, which is really amazing. And in fact, recently I found out that the Shopify checkout on my store has a lower conversion rate compared to the 3-step checkout and InterCard's 1-step checkout. So I would not have known this had I continued to use normal Shopify checkout and I had not installed InterCard. Plus, one benefit with InterCard is that it lets you add upsells to your flows as well. So this is like a 2-in-1. I used to always recommend Zipify's one-click upsell because it had one of the best upsell funnels, but I don't do that anymore because I believe InterCard does the upselling as well as the checkout page testing. So that is really important to have, especially with Shopify in 2020 and onwards. I'm recommending this app simply because I believe it is now the time to really stand out of the crowd. You want to be standing out of the crowd when it comes to your entire homepage on your store, your product pages, your cart page, even in this case, your checkout page. So whatever you can do to stand out of the crowd, I highly recommend that. And InterCard is one way you can do that. But speaking about changes on the cart page and the checkout page, this brings me to app number 3, and this is the social proof and urgency by Farah.ai. This is one app which you definitely want to have in 2020 and onwards. And I like the functionality of this app where it lets you put a guaranteed save checkout badge right underneath your checkout button on your cart page. Remember, I said that you need to find ways to stand out of the crowd. No matter how you can do that, make sure to do that. This app definitely lets you do that because it lets you place the safety badge right underneath the checkout button, as I said, on the cart page. 99% of the stores do not have something like this. So if you install this app and have the guaranteed safe checkout on the cart page, it will really help you stand out of the crowd. In fact, a lot of the scamming websites don't have something like this. So what has happened is the customers have become accustomed to the scamming websites. And a lot of these scamming websites all actually look like other dropshipping websites because these guys also follow those YouTubers who say that you should have a trust badge on your product page, a certain layout for the description, etc. And these scammers follow the same thing, but they end up scamming. What happens is these customers kind of get to understand that these people are scammers and they relate this thought process to your website as well, which is why I'm always talking about making a few changes here and there so you look different from the normal dropshipping store. This app will let you do just that. Again, this guaranteed safe checkout badge should be on the cart page and it looks much more professional on the cart page because this is going to capture that audience which is very interested in the product. They added the product to cart, but on the cart page, they're double thinking, they're double guessing themselves whether they should trust your website or not. But if they see this badge on the cart page, they'll be 10 times more likely to continue with their purchase and buy from you. So that's why you need social proof and urgency by Farah.ai. But that brings me to app number 4, and that is Sales Pop Master. Now this app actually puts up those pop-up notifications which you see where it says this person purchased an item 10 minutes ago. This is kind of old school and this is something I used to recommend at the beginning of last year, and I had stopped recommending having something like this. But right now in 2020, what I'm seeing is that the tables are turning. This app has actually started to increase the conversion rate even on my store, which is why I have started personally recommending this app. And in my opinion, there is one simple reason as to why this has started to increase the conversion rate once again, and that is simply because this app is letting people know that there are people purchasing on this website. Oftentimes what happens is the pop-up notifications app automatically takes in the names of those people who actually purchased from you and the exact product which they purchased and starts putting up these pop-up notifications at the corner of your website. So these pop-up notifications are actually real ones, not fake ones. So because of how real it is, people are actually starting to trust these kinds of websites much more, and they're starting to kind of feel as if there are actual customers on this website. Again, this is something I just recently started recommending again because during the later portion of last year, things were changing. This app wasn't really helping at all. But of course, a lot of things have changed with e-com. This is one thing that has definitely changed. But that brings me to the last app on my list, and that is the free persistent cart app. This is one important app you absolutely need to have on your store because it does a very important part. What it does is it basically tracks your customer's IP, and through the IP address which it saves, it basically saves the items whatever they have added to their cart and keeps them in case somebody exits out of one device and logs on another device. So for instance, if I'm shopping on your website, I go on my mobile phone and I add something to cart, but on the cart page, somebody knocks at the door. So I shut off the website and I go answer the door. What happens is 10 minutes later, 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, I remember that I had left something on your store and I still remember the URL. So what I do is instead of going on my mobile device, I now go on my computer or laptop and type in your store's name to search it up. The beauty about this app, when I go onto your website on my computer, the items which I added on my mobile device will still be visible in my cart, and that is because this app tracks the IP and saves the items in the cart to be purchased later on. So this is a very convenient and useful app, and the best part about it is that it's free. So you definitely need to have this app on your store. But this was the basic list of the top 5 apps you absolutely need to consider in 2020 and onwards if you want to continue achieving success, or if you want to achieve success if you haven't already. But if you found any type of value in this video, like always, smash that like button and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.